everyone. Welcome back to another episode of One Card in 4 Decks. I'm Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch. I am an herbalist, a tarot enthusiast, a tarot mentor, and a metaphysical practitioner, among other things. And this series is all about taking the symbology of the Rider-Waite system and kind of looking through the lens using this symbology and testing it out on other decks. You know, trying to move on to other decks, trying to kind of help others see something different, see what things look like when you're not looking at that Rider-Waite Smith classic imagery. So we've looked at so many different decks in this channel. We've gotten really obscure. We've gotten really similar kind of streamlined decks. We've gotten really dark decks. We've gotten collage type decks. And we've gotten some cute and warm and fuzzy decks. So hopefully you guys have seen a lot of decks that maybe you have never seen. And some of you might have seen, hey, that's my deck. Wonderful. That is exactly what I set out to do when I created this channel. So, or this series, I mean. So wonderful. I have heard a lot of great feedback from some of my students and some strangers out there that have really benefited from this. So that just gives me fuel to keep going. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep on keeping on. This is a challenge for me. I love a challenge. I think this particular card, I think I looked at 12 decks to come up with some good comparison for you this time. So without further ado, let's get into it. I chose Sodalite for the crystal for today. Sodalite is great for emotional balance. It helps people express their thoughts and understand others, which is perfect for the 6 of Cups. It also plays a part in harmony and mindfulness. So this is a wonderful stone to work with when another person is involved. So I chose this because that sounds perfect for what the 6 of Cups does. So without further ado, let's look at our 6 of Cups in the Rider-Waite imagery. So here you have 2 figures. Some argue that they are children. I'll take that. I think that they're youngins. I like to say that word. I'm from Missouri. They're youngins. So we've got some young children here. The scene kind of takes me back to a time when I lived on a corner, and I used to do lemonade stands, and I used to charge for my lemonade and Kool-Aid stands. So that is kind of reminiscent of that. We see here this figure is smelling these flowers, and you can almost hear this conversation. These are wonderful. I will give them to you for free. And so she's taking them from him, and you see this wonderful exchange of kindness. And above all, I feel if I were to put a code word down for this card, it would be kindness. You know, there's 4 cups here. There's a cup behind him. There are plenty of other cups of flowers. This one he chose for her, and look, it's the biggest one. How sweet is this card? It kind of gives you a toothache, right? It's so sweet. So we've got buildings in the background. One's a castle, one's a house. So, we've got a neighborhood that maybe comes from money, and maybe one that doesn't come from money. So this person here, this youngin, to use my word again, because I love using that word, may or may not be from either house, and you don't know. And you're not supposed to know, right? And he's giving this child this cup of flowers. We don't know anything about her as well, as you should. And this is just kindness without expecting any return. This is just kindness out of your own sweet heart, right? So there's so many cards that show symbolism of this, but I think you're going to like what I chose for you. So other than that, there's not a whole lot to look at in this card. There's not a whole lot to pick apart, other than there's not really an exchange, so to speak. It's more of a gift, if that makes sense. So let's look at the Darkwood Tarot. We have a nest. We have a crow feeding her baby. We have 6 cups with some moonflowers. I love moonflowers up here. Moonflowers are lovely flowers for intuition, also for manifestation on the physical plane. So the mother crow is just feeding her baby, not expecting anything in return other than that baby grow up and be healthy. That's the gift exchange here. There's not a lot to it. This is such a simple card, you guys. Don't complicate it. It's just a gift. This is the balance and harmony that comes from a simple act of kindness. She went and got her worms early in the morning. You can tell by the time of day, since it's so dark, you have a little bit of sunrise. She got her worm and she's feeding her baby. That's it. That's the whole card. We tend to want to pick apart, when we're learning tarot, we want to pick apart every limb, like this limb's light, this limb's dark. What does that mean? You guys, sometimes a tree is a tree. And for this card particularly, that's true. Sometimes a tree is a tree and a crow is a crow feeding her baby in a nest. Don't make it overly complicated. This is just a gift of a mother's love. Down and dirty and simple. So now let's move on. This is our Forhaxa Tarot. This is our, remember, this is our Divine Feminine deck. And look how beautiful this is. And I picked this purely for the season. We are about to have our Imbolc celebration tomorrow, and look at all the bunnies and the flowers and the snowdrops and the daffodils. Oh, that's so beautiful. Here we have a mother mermaid and a daughter mermaid. All of the water cards are mermaids in this deck. So you see an exchange here. You see they're just sitting beside each other. And the mom is sharing her stories with her daughter. She's just sharing time. She's just sharing stories of her life to her daughter. And how beautiful is that? To be able to sit with your child and to share stories with them. That's precious, precious moments that don't we wish we all had to take a moment. I know that is a cherished moment when we can take that time and to share it with our child. You know, this is an evening before they've gone to bed, and the lanterns all around represent the 6 cups, even though this is just 6 of water in this deck. And by these 6 lanterns, she's sharing her stories, sharing the times when she was younger. Isn't that beautiful? Again, not overly complicated. We don't even get to see them. They're faced away from us. Well, we know what's going on. She's sharing her life stories with her daughter. That is so beautiful to me. So beautiful. I'll say it again. Tarot does not have to be complicated to be meaningful. And now we have the Dark Mansion. I haven't used this in a long time because sometimes the Dark Mansion Tarot looks so similar to the Rider-Waite Smith that I don't bother. Because if it looks too similar, then we don't really get a comparison. However, this card is very, very different than, look at that, so different. So here we see a young lady. She's got 3 beautiful red flowers in her window, showing them to the world. She's got 2 cups of blue flowers in front of her. One is on a table and one is on, the main table that she's seated at. One is empty, and she is looking at old pictures. She's got some on the wall here, and she's reminiscing about these old pictures. So this could be she is sad about whoever is missing in her life. There is usually another person in our 6 of Cups. Almost every single 6 of Cups, I always see another person. And we see that other person, but only represented in picture form. So she is reminiscing about who is missing. And that is the symbolism of that last cup there, is she doesn't want to put flowers in there. I think she really wants that cup to be mortalized into that, whoever that person is. Could be a father, could be a mother that she's missing. It could be an old love that she's missing. But you can definitely tell that there's something that is missing in her life. And this makes you feel sad. This makes me feel sad a little bit, because you don't get the sweetness that you get in this card. You don't get that motherly obligation that you get in this card. You don't feel that reminiscing of old times that you get when you're sharing mother to child in this card. You just feel this emptiness from that empty card in this. So I feel that this card may be nostalgia. This card may be a little bit imbalance, because you've got 3 and then 2, and that last one is just not full yet. So maybe she's wanting to fill that void. And I think maybe she needs to go outside maybe and enjoy the garden, and maybe take a walk, and maybe find others that maybe feel the same way that she does. Maybe. We don't know. All we know is that there was good times with these pictures, and she's longing for those good times again. So that was the Six of Cups with the Rider-Waite Smith, the Dark Wood Tarot, the Forhaxa Tarot, and the Dark Mansion Tarot. So how do you interpret the Six of Cups in your decks? Please let me know in the comments below. Let's have that conversation. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like and subscribe. If you want to watch more, you can go to my website. I'll have it across the screen here. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can book a service, you can book a class. You can also peruse my shop of herbal products. Just make sure that you enter that code VEILED, all caps, to get free shipping within the US. And other than that, live your best life and live for yourself. I will see you on the next one. Bye.